Well, good morning, sleep-deprived people. It's 7:20 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It is 27th December. My God, 2021 is leaving us. About bloody time. This here's the Weaver, John C. from Roseman, California. Normally during a Halloween time I'd grumble and gripe and zombie craves sleep. Well, I'm going to be even worse, especially when January 11th comes in. That's when our semester out here starts up for community college. Good Lord, I gotta go back crawling into that classroom again. About bloody time. I'll tell you that dealing with this damn COVID nightmare on Elm Street has been driving me batty. I don't look it. I don't feel it. People would probably look at me and think, oh, he looks normal. Don't gauge yourself. You don't know if you're going to be standing right next to a time bomb or not. If a person's going to go crazy or not. You don't know. Neither do I. Living in an apartment complex, you see all types of people over here. And on some occasions, you might run into someone who might be having nervous and mental issues that may be fine for 1 minute and turn into another person altogether. A few years back, came across one particular person who was losing touch of reality real fast, well before COVID ever touched us over here. You could talk to her regular, and then she's trying to get help for herself, and then something of another personality slips in and starts accusing you of being a communist. When I mean you, I mean me. And I'm stunned, flabbergasted. I'm looking at this person and I'm wondering, this is the same person who was asking me for help for something, and she starts accusing me of something else, and she doesn't know what the hell she's doing or saying. And worse off, the personality becomes even more and more dangerous to a lot of people. We got to the point where we had to get the Kern County Sheriff's Department to take her out of here. It's a simple form. This was like a few years before the COVID nightmare kicked in. Now, my situation, and I have done so many videos on this, it's not even funny. Because I had to have something I needed a sounding wall. And all the videos are my sounding walls at this point over here, but they're also charting on my progression to see whether or not if I'm nuts or not. And I already know I'm already nuts. I can already tell you that. I've been nuts since the age of 4 years old, but they never diagnosed me as such. So having hidden trauma needs to find an outlet every once in a great while. Well, in dealing with the COVID nightmare that we're dealing with right now, the only output I actually had was just getting this off my chest, talking about it. And the thing of it is, I felt uncomfortable at first doing a camera because I feel uncomfortable doing a camera. And not to mention, worse, just talking to a regular stranger who's looking at me and judging me every second of his time there, or her time, and feeling I'm on the clock and I gotta say something about it. Instead of just exploring what the hell's going on inside of me. And all I've been doing is exploring a hell of a lot of inside of me. What's been driving me crazy, what hasn't been driving me crazy. Fear of death and being out there, you know, dying on a table 3 times, coming back to life 3 times, and then having to live a normal life afterwards. What kind of a person am I? Weird. I had to hold in every damn emotion I had growing up as a kid. Especially when I kept losing my family members. And accumulated all throughout my life until I lost my mother in 2012. And then a family member, an extended family member actually, a mother of her own, who became my surrogate. She lost her life in 2013 or 2014, I think. 2018, my brother's time. He goes. Don't ask me how I was able to hold on to it, because somewhere after my brother died, I broke. I died inside again. Only this time it wasn't the physical body, it was basically my mental status and part of my soul. Couldn't figure myself out for the life of me. Couldn't pray at it. Couldn't pray at it. Just couldn't. So, it's been reconstruction, trying to deal with life, stuff happening left and right. And during that time, I was trying to go to community college just to get an education and just to educate my mind. Maybe go for a career goal. I wasn't quite sure about that one. But in dealing with the pain and in dealing with the loss of both Ma and Dave, that's the hardest damn thing. The picture that you see down below of the cabinet, the lady is my mother, the big guy is my brother. So close to them that it hurt like hell losing them. It's just a constant thing going on in my head. It hard as hell for me to keep touching about my brother's death because we were so damn close. I'd seen him go through hell in a handbasket and seen him go through recovery. 32 years of being clean and sober. And that's how he died. A stroke took his ass out. A stroke. I've had so many preconditionings going on in my family. All this stuff happening in genetics. I'm quite sure that I'm going to be next for something. That I'm going to get my ass killed for. And I don't know. This morning, I'm okay. I'm sleep deprived because I got narcolepsy kicking in left and right. I got sleep insomnia going on. I've got sleep apnea trying to kick my ass. I mean, I've got a flurry of things going on with me. I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. And how I spend my days these days is all alone. I have no one, no caregiver, no nothing, just alone. And it hurts like hell. I know, this is whiner baby talk, isn't it? I'm not supposed to talk about things because I'm supposed to be tough about it. I'm supposed to be tough. A real rough guy. I had to tell you something about when you've been on the other side as a young kid and then you come back to life. You're no longer the tough guy. I don't know what the hell you are afterwards. I don't even know who the hell I am afterwards. But what I'm trying to do for myself is trying to live. Trying to survive. That's all I can do. I haven't taken any medications. None. I haven't seen any shrinks. They wouldn't diagnose me right. Some things I couldn't even talk to people about because it's embarrassing to talk to them one-on-one. But yet I could do this on a videotape. Go figure the logic and madness of this one here. I have talked about family history. I have talked about my personal history. I kept telling people, I am not a guru. I am not perfect. I am not a saint. I don't have all the answers. All I'm giving you is all the observations of what's happening with me and around me. Sorry. Still trying to wake up. It's not that easy. I can sit here, look at you, and fall asleep. I have been a recluse for a hell of a long while. When the COVID kicked in, it turned me even a worse recluse because I had to get my grocery shopping mostly through the DoorDash or even walk into a local liquor store where I had basic food supplies and I ate that way. If I wanted fresh fruit, I'll be lucky enough they actually had bananas over there for fresh fruit. If I wanted orange juice, I'll be getting Tang through the mail order. I had to make choices and I had to survive. And if I had to go to school, it would be online. It would be online constantly. I was surprised I didn't fall asleep during class. This semester, I get to walk physically on my college campus. See the physical changes that has been done in the past couple of years because they've been going through reconstruction. And get lost. Both physically and mentally. And yet, I'm trying. And the thing of it is, you, at the news media, focus on the kids. You haven't focused on the adults suffering through this stuff. These are my journals of telling people, this is me, an adult, a 55-year-old adult. Next year, I'm going to be turning 56 years old, suffering through this stuff. No caregiver, no family member. I got very few neighbors out here who will actually take a look to see if I'm still alive or not. Actually, I spent the holidays alone. Hardly anybody would have said Happy Holidays or even Merry Christmas. Except maybe one or two neighbors, and that's about it. Other than that, I have an emotional support dog. And she's even more depressed than I am. Because she notices me being more depressed, and therefore we're both emulating each other. If you don't think there has been any times that I wanted to commit suicide, I just didn't want to face the people upstairs. See, the more I even checked with the other people online about how they felt about nervous and mental, how they're going through their own issues, and how some of them are feeling they just don't want to live life anymore. Those are targeted because those I want to know what's going on inside their heads. And it's hard because they won't say anything, but they'll bitch and gripe about it. And my videos are a way for me to communicate that effectively to people. And I have to keep telling them, I said, look, you got to communicate, you got to tell yourself, you got to tell your story to people. Otherwise, they don't care, and you're screwing up the opportunity left and right. And why I'm not killing myself just yet? Because I sure as hell don't want to see God first. I sure as hell don't want to see my family second. And third, I'll be realizing it's the biggest mistake I've ever made. It is. Because how can I talk to my Father Creator about this one? How can I express my fears, my everything I've been going through to Him and justify it? That's the thing, the justification. Why I had to commit suicide. It's like sticking the head out for the damn pride and ego just went over here and said, yes, I did that. I killed myself. I can't even do that. In my own situation, there's no way in hell I'd be able to do this. Because damn it, I'm afraid of dying again. And I've got a hard time living life as it is. And then dealing with people left and right. I have people who like me, and I don't even know why. It's just frustrating. You folks work with the child psychologists on how the children are going to be reacting. That's fine. But the rest of us adults, screw it. And that's what gets me pissed off, where I have to do videos like this to talk to you about this in length. Look, I haven't trusted a doctor ever since I had my chest scar worked on. I got a fading scar here. At the age of 4 years old, they cracked open the chest, opened up the heart, 1970. Kids don't survive in this kind of situation. Just to repair a few mitral valves. 3 lousy mitral valves. Dangerous work. Heart bypass machine. And I get kicked up and I get kicked back down. And back up and back down. And back up and back down. I wake up and I don't even know where the hell I am anymore. And I told my mother what was going on at the time. And it scared the hell out of me. But do you think they would actually talk to me concerning about this? Nope. They couldn't see it. I couldn't see a shrink for anything. Not throughout my life, honestly. Well, we could send shrinks concerning about the COVID-19 situation. Drives me crazy. I could have been diagnosed as nervous and mental a long time ago and hadn't been locked up for it. But no, I lived a life. I lived a life. I screwed up in college originally a long time ago. Worked 30 plus years at different jobs until one of them damn near killed me. Took me out of the workforce. Now I got to struggle with mental health and physical health. Thank you very much. So, while your network may cover the kids going through the trials, I'm here to tell you about the adults suffering through this in silence, walking around in the streets, working their asses off sometimes, or maybe stuck at home, having no place to go to, and no one to care for. These are the stories I read online. But that's also part of me too. It's not that easy for me to talk about stuff like this. But that's why I had to do my YouTube channel that way. So I can get it communicated. I've used up so many flash drives just to communicate this stuff to people. It's not even funny. So, I hope you guys understand over at the networks. The more you try to cover people who are going through nervous and mental, the easier it is to put a light on this one. Maybe the guys who are suffering through it, maybe the folks who are going through this can get some help finally. A little postscript on this one. Because I am Medicare qualified, I changed insurance companies from one that wasn't helping me much to another company that hopefully can. But it may change me a whole hell of a lot, and that's what I'm afraid of as well. So I'll have to take it very slow on this one. Because I don't know how the hell to deal with this. I know the kids are having a struggle over this stuff. Just as bad as the ones that struggled through World War I and dealing with the flu epidemic. But this one's been taking people left and right. And we gave this monster a face. Now we all got to be responsible and deal with this thing. But nobody wants to. Nobody cares. Oh, I heard the people shouting left and right. I hear media, I hear government people. And then I'm hearing other voices just downplaying everything. It's no wonder we're in for it. Too much so. Anyway. I'm trying not to fall asleep. As I said before, narcolepsy kicks in. I've had insomnia for a hell of a long while, and then when I need to sleep very much, it's going to shut me down, and I don't even realize it. And I have to fight it. I've been sleeping with a CPAP machine for about 20 years. Different thing altogether concerning about medical situations. But nothing about nervous and mental. But this, I haven't had a decent night's sleep in years. I've had maybe 1.5 hours of cat nap and then maybe 1 or 2 hours awake and then another hour and a half or two if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky, I'll have about 2 hours of sleep. I'm fighting it right now. I need to get to the store to get me some groceries. And I have to fight the feeling of falling asleep before I get to the store. Otherwise, I'm not going to get there at all. Just to let you know some of the challenges I have to face. Getting up in the morning and not sure whether or not I'm going to stay awake enough to deal with the rest of the day. Or better yet, being alert enough just to deal with stuff during the daytime. This is affecting my brain right now. I can't even communicate effectively what I need to say. I can't even talk right now. I have to end this. We were John C., Roseman, California.